When would you like me to come to Wales? I have been to Wales fairly recently. I went to the chairman's 25th wedding celebrations, but it was only for the day. But I'd be very pleased to go to Wales if anybody invited me.
Well, I think we'll see what we can do for that, Andrew. I think it would be wonderful if you could visit us perhaps during the course of the Welsh Assembly election, which, as you know, are next year. It'd be wonderful to see you down in Wales. We could do with a bit of class. If then, Andrew, I understand what you wonder, perhaps if a suitable position for you. I think you'd make a fine president.
Oh, I don't think so. I think, don't presidents have to be black these days?
Hello, Andrew. Vernon here. I hope you don't, but if you do step down, will you still be staying with the party and doing other party work in promoting the BNP, otherwise than MEP, being an MEP?
Oh yes, of course I'll be staying with the party. The thing that I look forward to most is returning to be a more regular Harrogate activist than I am at the moment. At the moment, I seem to be going out leafleting every 3 or 4 weeks, whereas I'd like to go out leafleting every week. So I'll be happy to be a Harrogate activist, but I hope to do other things as well, write articles, and of course, assuming that we get people elected in the European Parliament, I hope to give them the benefit of my experience, because although I taught politics before I was elected, including teaching the European Parliament, it was only when I was elected that I realised how little I knew about it. So at the end of the 5 years, I hope that the knowledge that I'll have accumulated will be of benefit to my successor, assuming, of course, that we have a successor.
First, may I say thank you for coming in here, Mr. Brons. It's much appreciated. Time taken out of your hectic schedule, I would assume. But apropos of your the statement that you would not be standing again, do we have people coming up behind you to actually take over and fill your enormous shoes? Well, basically that's it. I'd just like to ensure that we have people of your calibre coming through. So thank you very much indeed.
I believe that we do have people of calibre, and if old men like me stay in place, then it doesn't allow younger people to come to the fore. I think we ought to be a party that opens up the door to new talent. Well, I've been very honoured to be the party's MEP for the year and a bit that I've done, and I hope to for the next 4 years. You know, when I accepted, when they asked me to be a candidate and they asked me to apply, and I accepted it, I was determined that I was not just going to sort of be elected, say a few words, and then not be heard of. My aim is to be as active as I can be. I mean, our chairman's got other responsibilities. Chairman of the party is a litigant in this dreadful case from Kerr and all the rest of it. I'm relatively free from that. So what it means is that I can put almost all of my efforts into doing MEP work. And I really want to get it across to them that if they elect BNP people to elected positions, that we will act in an exemplary way. I hope that doesn't sound too immodest on my part.
Okay, I'm going to pass the mic to Ray.
Do you think, Mr. Brons, now that we finally got the job working on here and you've had a good chat with everyone on here, that you're prepared to come back a little more often perhaps, and perhaps even using for the other people in the party to come and speak to the ground floor people on you know, something as immediate as this? Because we certainly feel that, you know, it's a really good route to get to a lot of people. I mean, it's very early days and it's quite experimental, but you know, we think this really is a good way forward for us.
Yes, I'd be very pleased to come back on the site. I've been very, I've enjoyed very much the questions you've been asking. With regard to question time, we have actually sent freedom of information requests about it and asked why I haven't been invited. As far as the Radio 4 programme is concerned, if you like, the sister programme, Any Questions, I've put in letters. I also gate crashed any answers on one occasion, spoke to Jonathan Dimbleby and asked him why the BNP hadn't been invited when the Greens and UKIP had been invited several times. There's a question here, did you ever think you'd be elected? Yes, I did have it at the back of my mind. I think a lot of people thought that it was a 6-member constituency, so they thought I'd need something like 16%. But I used to teach politics, of course. In fact, I taught politics right up until 3 days after being elected. And I understood the D'Hondt system under which I was elected. So I knew that I didn't need 16.6%. All I needed to do is to get nearer to 16.6% than any of the other parties did to a multiple of that. So once, if you asked me the day before, no, I didn't think I was going to be elected because I'd seen the county council elections and we caught a glimpse of some of the Euro ballots and it didn't look as if we had many votes. But once I got to the counting place, we saw the quantity coming in and I was then fairly convinced that we were going to win.
Hello again, Andrew. I was just like to put my position across. I mean, I'm relatively new to politics. I mean, my political experience has been about 2 years now. You've had a lifetime of politics. What would you say to someone like me? Because I mean, my politics at the moment is totally nationalist. I don't have a clue really about the other politics of the other parties, apart from in my eyes, they're no good. And they're out to line their own pockets, and they don't care about normal people. What would you say to someone like me that's just starting out in politics? And should I even bother looking at their policies, and or is that something you'd advise? You know, to know the enemy that way.
Our opponents are the people who are not simply not on our side. They're actively trying to destroy our country and our people. I think we must understand them if we're going to attack them successfully. So to that extent, yes, we must understand them absolutely. I'm afraid I've been told that my meal is waiting for me, so I'd be very grateful if I could say goodbye tonight, but I'd love to come back and speak to you on another occasion if I might.
Good night, Mr. Bronson. Thank you on behalf of the British Resistance promoting the BNP chat room. Enjoy your meal, sir.
Thank you, and thank you very much for inviting me. I've really enjoyed the chat we've had this evening, and I look forward to having many others.